Welcome to our deep dive into the world of the Law of One.
Yeah.
We're going to explore a question that's both ancient and incredibly relevant today.
Okay.
If our thoughts create reality,
Right.
what kind of reality do we want to create?
Yeah.
And the Law of One, a channeled text considered like foundational in New Age spirituality,
hmm
might just hold some surprising answers to that question.
Oh, yeah. What's fascinating about the Law of One is that it doesn't just tell you, what to think. It
Hmm.
explains how thought itself has evolved
Right.
and why understanding that evolution is key to harnessing the power of your own mind.
So we're going beyond just positive affirmations here.
Exactly.
We're going deep into the mechanics of thought itself.
Yeah, and to do that, we need to start with the core concept of the Law of One, which is one.
Okay.
Everything in the universe, including you and me,
Right.
is interconnected and ultimately part of the same source, the creator.
So it's like we're all drops in the same cosmic ocean.
Exactly.
But if we're all one, why do we experience so much separation, conflict, and just plain messy human stuff?
That's where the concept of densities comes in.
Okay.
Think of them as levels of spiritual evolution, with each density representing a higher vibration of consciousness.
Yep.
Earth is currently in third density,
Hmm.
a realm where we experience ourselves as separate individuals grappling with duality and the consequences of free will.
Free will.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
We make choices every day, big and small.
Right.
But how did we get to this point where choice even became a thing?
Right.
The Law of One talks about something called the veil. What's that all about?
Imagine forgetting your true connection to the divine source. That's essentially what the veil does.
Right.
It's a separation of the conscious and unconscious mind introduced by the Logos, the creator of our particular universe.
Hold on. The Creator deliberately caused us to forget our unity.
It might seem that way.
Yeah.
But Ra, the entity channeling through Carla Rucker in the Law of One material, explains that the veil enhances our experience of free will.
Okay.
By forgetting our inherent unity, we're faced with genuine choices.
I see.
It's like we're in a cosmic game where the stakes are real, and the outcome depends on the choices we make.
So it's like choosing to play on hard mode
Yeah.
with higher risk, but also the potential for greater reward.
Exactly.
All right.
Before the veil, third density beings experienced physical incarnation, but they didn't forget their true nature.
Right.
Life was, as Rappa describes it,
Yeah.
pale,
Okay.
lacking the vibrancy and dynamism that comes from facing genuine challenges and making choices that shape our reality.
So you're saying the veil adds a whole new dimension to the game of life.
Exactly.
It's not just about existing. It's about evolving.
Yes.
It's about making choices that align us with either separation or unity.
Exactly. And that brings us back to your initial question.
Hmm.
If our thoughts create reality, what kind of reality do we want to create?
Yeah.
Because with the veil in place, our thoughts have a much more potent effect.
So it's not just about thinking happy thoughts. It's about understanding the power of our minds and choosing thoughts that are aligned with our deepest desire for connection and harmony.
Precisely. Wright calls this purity of thought.
Purity of thought.
Yeah, and it's not about suppressing negative thoughts or pretending everything is sunshine and rainbows.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose which thoughts we feed, which ones we allow to shape our reality.
So we're all gardeners, tending to the gardens of our minds.
I like that.
We can choose to plant seeds of love, compassion, and understanding, or we can let the weeds of fear, anger, and judgment take over.
And what's fascinating is that this garden analogy isn't just about individual growth.
Okay.
Our thoughts contribute to a collective consciousness, a sort of energetic field that influences the world around us.
So it's like we're all contributing to a giant thought pool.
Yeah.
And the quality of that pool affects the reality we collectively experience.
Exactly. If enough people are focused on fear, separation, and negativity, those energies amplify and manifest in the world as conflict, suffering, and disharmony.
Right.
But if enough of us choose thoughts aligned with the Law of One, love, unity, and service to others, we can shift to that collective consciousness towards a more harmonious and fulfilling reality.
This is starting to feel like a cosmic responsibility.
It is.
If our thoughts have that much power, it's not just about personal happiness. It's about contributing to a better world for everyone.
And that leads us to the next layer of this cosmic onion.
Okay.
This path of conscious evolution isn't always easy.
Mm.
Roarings of forces that might tempt us away from unity
Okay.
and making this journey even more challenging.
What kind of forces are we talking about?
Hold that thought.
Okay.
We'll dive into that fascinating and slightly spooky aspect of the Law of One in the next part of our deep dive.
All right.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
I bet you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more about that next time.
All right.
We'll see you then.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Law of One.
Yes.
Before the break, we were about to get into the more challenging aspects of this journey of conscious evolution.
Right.
You mentioned something about forces that might tempt us away from unity.
Yeah, it's not so much about being tempted away from unity
Okay.
as it is about encountering the natural tension that exists
Mm-hmm.
between the forces of separation and integration.
Okay.
Remember, in third density,
Yeah.
we're in a realm of duality.
Right, that cosmic game on hard mode.
Exactly.
But what are these forces exactly? You mentioned something about cosmic bad guys before the break,
Oh, yeah.
which honestly has me a little curious and a little freaked out.
Ra describes them as negatively oriented entities.
Okay.
These beings, often associated with the Orion constellation,
Mm-hmm.
have chosen a path of service to self.
Okay.
They seek to gain power and control by exploiting the fears and desires of others.
So it does sound a bit like cosmic bad guys.
A little bit, right?
Yeah. So are they like these evil puppet masters trying to control our every move?
It's not quite so dramatic.
Okay.
Think of them more like opportunistic influencers.
You're right.
They can't control us directly,
Right.
but they can amplify the negative thoughts and emotions that already exist within us.
They're like those little voices of doubt and self-sabotage that pop up when we're trying to make positive changes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They feed on our fear, anger, and resentment, using those energies to disrupt our progress and keep us stuck in cycles of negativity.
So this is starting to feel a bit like a cosmic horror movie.
It can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doomed to be pawns in this interdimensional game?
Oh,
Okay. yeah.
remember, we have free will.
Right.
We always have the power to choose which voice we listen to,
Right.
which path we follow.
Mm-hmm.
The key is awareness.
Okay.
By understanding how these negative entities operate,
Right.
we can recognize their influence
Yeah.
and consciously choose to resist it.
So it's like knowing their tricks so we don't fall for them.
Exactly.
What are some common tactics these entities might use? And how can we tell if we're being influenced by them?
One common tactic is to exploit our insecurities.
Okay.
They might whisper thoughts of inadequacy,
Hmm.
self-doubt, or comparison to others.
Oh, that's relatable.
Yeah.
I definitely have those thoughts sometimes.
Another tactic is to tempt us with quick fixes or easy solutions
Right.
that ultimately lead us away from our true path.
Okay.
They might promise wealth, power, or instant gratification, playing on our desire for comfort and security.
So it's like they're offering us counterfeit versions of happiness.
Right.
Shiny distractions that keep us from doing the real work of inner growth.
Precisely. But here's the good news.
Okay.
We have an inner compass that can help us navigate these tricky waters.
Uh,
Ra calls it intuition,
Okay.
and it's that deep inner knowing
Right.
that guides us towards our highest good.
Intuition, isn't that just a fancy word for a gut feeling?
It's a little bit more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we know if our intuition is actually coming from a place of truth and alignment with the Law of One?
Intuition is more than just a hunch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a subtle but powerful energy that resonates within us.
Okay.
It feels expansive, uplifting, and aligned with our deepest values.
Right.
It guides us toward choices that support our growth and evolution,
Okay.
even if those choices seem challenging or unconventional in the moment.
So it's like that feeling of excitement and alignment that comes when we're on the right track,
Exact.
even if we don't have all the answers yet.
Yeah, and the more we practice listening to our intuition,
Right.
the stronger it becomes.
Right.
It's like a muscle that we can strengthen through regular use.
So how do we actually flex those intuitive muscles? Are we talking meditation, yoga, chanting under a waterfall?
There are many practices that can help us strengthen our connection to our intuition.
Okay.
Spending time in nature is a powerful one.
Okay.
Being in the presence of natural beauty helps to quiet the mental chatter and allows us to tune in to subtler energies.
I definitely feel more grounded and connected after a walk in the woods.
Exactly.
What else can we do?
Engaging in creative activities is another way to tap into your intuition.
Okay.
Whether it's painting, writing, dancing, or playing music, allowing yourself to express creatively opens up a channel for your inner wisdom to flow through.
So it's like we're giving our intuition a voice, allowing it to express itself through these creative outlets.
Precisely. And as you start to pay attention to how you feel during these activities,
Okay.
you'll start to notice a difference between those that leave you feeling energized and aligned
Mm-hmm.
and those that drain your energy or leave you feeling off center.
It's like tuning into the subtle, energetic feedback that's always there,
Exactly.
guiding us towards choices that are in alignment with our highest good.
And remember, intuition isn't just about making big life decisions.
Right.
It can guide us in everyday moments as well.
Okay.
It's that feeling of resonance or dissonance
Hmm.
that we experience in our interactions with others in the choices we make throughout the day.
So it's like paying attention to those subtle cues, those
Exactly.
whispers of guidance that are always there if we know how to listen.
And as we become more attuned to our intuition,
Right.
we'll find that it becomes a powerful ally
Okay.
in navigating the challenges and opportunities
Hmm.
of this journey of conscious evolution.
This is all starting to make so much sense.
Good.
But I'm curious about something.
Yeah.
We've been talking about thought purity,
Right.
about choosing thoughts that align with the law of one.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean we have to be positive all the time?
That's a great question.
What about when life throws us curveballs?
Yeah.
Those times when it's hard to find that inner light.
That's a great question. And it leads us to another crucial aspect of the law of one,
Okay.
the concept of balance.
Balance.
Mhm.
So it's not about suppressing negativity or pretending everything is perfect.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that both light and darkness,
Mm-hmm.
both positivity and negativity,
Okay.
are part of the grand tapestry of existence. It's about learning to hold both with compassion and understanding.
Okay. I'm intrigued. How do we actually do that?
Yeah.
How do we find balance in the midst of chaos and uncertainty?
Ra suggests that the key is to cultivate a sense of loving detachment.
Loving detachment. That sounds like a contradiction in terms.
It does a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can we be loving and detached at the same time?
It's about observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment,
Okay.
without getting swept away by them.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we are not our thoughts or emotions,
Mhm.
but the awareness that witnesses them.
So it's like we're stepping back from the drama, observing it from a place of neutrality and compassion. Is that what you mean?
Beautifully put.
Okay.
And by cultivating the sense of loving detachment,
Right.
we create space between ourselves and our experiences.
So we're less reactive,
Exactly.
less likely to get caught up in the whirlwind of negativity or drama.
We have more choice, more freedom to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and clarity, rather than reacting from a place of fear or anger.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense, but it still sounds challenging.
It is.
Are there any practical tips for cultivating loving detachment,
Mm.
especially when it comes to those really tough situations?
One helpful practice is to simply become aware of your breath.
Okay.
When you notice yourself getting caught up in negative thoughts or emotions, pause and take a few deep, conscious breaths.
So it's like hitting the pause button on the mental movie,
Yeah,
creating a space for observation rather than reaction.
exactly. Another helpful practice is to ask yourself,
Yeah.
is this thought or emotion serving me?
Right.
Is it aligned with the law of one?
So it's like a gentle inquiry, a way of checking in with our inner compass
Exactly.
to see if we're on track.
And if the answer is no,
Yeah?
if the thought or emotion is causing you suffering or leading you away from love and unity,
Mm-hmm.
you can simply choose to let it go.
Just like that. How do we actually let go of those persistent negative thoughts or feelings?
It takes practice,
Okay.
but it's possible. Visualization can be a powerful tool.
Okay.
Imagine those thoughts or feelings as clouds passing through the sky of your awareness.
Right.
Observe them without judgment
Mm-hmm.
and allow them to drift away.
So it's not about fighting them or pushing them down,
No,
but about recognizing their impermanent nature
exactly.
and allowing them to dissipate naturally.
Another helpful technique is to replace those negative thoughts or feelings with positive affirmations or mantras.
So it's like we're actively planting seeds of love and positivity in the garden of our minds, crowding out those pesky weeds.
Exactly. And remember, this process of cultivating balance and loving detachment
Right.
is a journey, not a destination.
Mm-hmm.
There will be moments when you stumble, when you get caught up in the drama,
Right.
but that's okay. It's all part of the learning process.
So it's not about being perfect, but about progress, about striving to align ourselves with the law of one, even when we make mistakes.
Exactly. And Ra reminds us that we're not alone on this journey. We have the support of our higher selves, our spiritual guides, and the loving presence of the Creator.
That's reassuring. It's like knowing we have a cosmic safety net,
Exactly.
even when we're walking a tightrope.
And it highlights the importance of cultivating a sense of trust.
Mm.
Trust in ourselves, trust in the process,
Right.
and trust in the divine guidance that's always available to us.
This has been such an insightful conversation.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see how the concept of thought purity, the evolution of thought,
Right.
and the interconnectedness of it all tie back to this unifying principle of the law of one.
It's all about recognizing our inherent unity
Right.
with the Creator and with each other.
And how that recognition empowers us to heal ourselves,
Exactly.
to heal the world,
Yeah.
and to become more conscious co-creators of our reality.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to touch upon a concept that Ra emphasizes throughout the Law of One material,
Okay.
the concept of light.
Light, like sunshine and rainbows.
More than that, Ra describes light as the very essence of the Creator, the life force that animates all of creation.
So it's like the divine spark that resides within each of us.
Beautifully put.
Yeah.
And Ra emphasizes that we can consciously work with light,
Right.
amplify its presence within ourselves, and to radiate it outward into the world.
Okay. I'm intrigued, but how do we actually do that?
Ra suggests practices like visualization,
Right?
sending love and healing energy to others,
Mhm.
and simply focusing our attention on the qualities of love, joy, and compassion.
So it's like shining our inner light outward,
I love that.
like those bioluminescent creatures in the deep ocean illuminating the darkness.
Beautiful imagery.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we are not only receivers of light,
Right.
but also transmitters.
And that by radiating this light outward, we contribute to a more luminous, more loving reality for all.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected points of light,
Right.
and that our individual choices, our thoughts, emotions, and actions can make a real difference in the world.
This is all so much to absorb.
It is.
Before we move on to the last part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I think we need a moment to pause and reflect on what we've explored so far.
Right.
We've talked about the challenges of negatively oriented entities, the power of intuition,
Yes.
the importance of self-awareness,
Right.
and the concept of light as a healing force.
Exactly.
And through it all, we've seen how the law of one, this principle of unity and interconnectedness,
Right.
weaves its way through every aspect of our being and experience.
It's a reminder that we are not alone on this journey. We are part of something much greater than ourselves, a symphony of consciousness in which each note, each vibration plays a vital role.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll explore service to others, the challenges of navigating polarity, and the concept of returning to unity with the Creator.
We'll also touch on Raver's insights into the nature of reality, the power of free will, and the transformative potential of love as the guiding force of our evolution.
Until then, may your thoughts be pure, your hearts open, and your light shine brightly. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the law of one.
Yes.
It's been quite a journey exploring the evolution of thought, the power of our minds to shape reality, and the challenges we face in a realm of duality.
And in this last part, we're going to bring all these threads together and explore how they culminate in one of the most profound concepts of the law of one.
Okay.
Service to others.
Service to others. We touched on that briefly in the previous parts, but honestly, it always seemed a bit confusing to me.
Right.
If the ultimate goal is unity with the Creator, why all this emphasis on serving others? Shouldn't it be about serving the one?
That's a question that many people have when first encountering the law of one.
Right.
But it's in this apparent paradox that we find one of the most profound insights.
Okay.
Remember the core principle, all is one.
Right. That cosmic oneness that connects us all.
Exactly.
And I'm still not sure how that relates to service.
Think of it this way. When you serve another being, when you offer kindness, compassion, or support, you're not just helping that individual.
Right.
You're contributing to the well-being of the whole,
Right.
which ultimately includes the Creator.
So it's like those ripples in a pond.
Yes.
When we act with love and compassion, those actions create ripples that spread outward, touching everything and everyone connected to that pond.
A perfect analogy.
Okay.
And Rakai emphasizes that service to others isn't just about grand gestures or heroic acts.
Okay.
It's about bringing that awareness of unity into every moment of our lives.
So it's those small acts of kindness.
Yes.
Those moments of choosing compassion over judgment,
Exactly.
of offering a helping hand or a listening ear.
It's about seeing the divine spark in every being you encounter, and choosing to interact in a way that honors and uplifts that spark.
This is starting to feel more and more like a spiritual practice,
It
a
is.
way of living that embodies the principles of the law of one,
Exactly.
rather than just intellectually understanding them.
Yeah. And it's through this embodied practice that we truly accelerate our evolution toward unity with the Creator.
Okay.
Ra describes service to others as the path of least resistance, the path that aligns us with the natural flow of love and compassion that emanates from the Creator.
Okay. I'm starting to see how it all fits together.
Good.
But what about that other path?
Yeah.
That path of service to self that Ra mentions?
The path of service to self is one that focuses on individual gain and power, often at the expense of others.
Okay.
It's a path of separation, of seeking to control and dominate rather than cooperate and co-create.
So it's like those negatively oriented entities we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
They've chosen that path of separation,
Right.
of feeding on fear and disharmony.
And while it might seem like a detour from the ultimate goal of unity,
Right.
Ra suggests that even the path of service to self serves a purpose in the grand scheme of things.
Wait, how can a path of separation ultimately contribute to unity?
It's about experiencing the full spectrum of choice, the contrast between light and darkness,
Mm-hmm.
between unity and separation.
Right.
It's through this contrast that we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and of the nature of creation.
So it's like we need to taste the bitter to truly appreciate the sweet.
Exactly.
Okay.
And while we're in third density, in this realm of duality, we're constantly faced with choices that pull us in one direction or the other.
And those choices,
Yes.
those moments of choosing between service to self and service to others,
Exactly.
shape not only our individual realities, but also the collective reality we all share.
Precisely. And the more we choose love, compassion, and unity,
Right.
the more we contribute to a world that reflects those qualities.
So it's not just about personal enlightenment.
No.
It's about playing our part in the evolution of consciousness
Exactly.
and the creation of a more loving and harmonious world.
And as we move closer to that ultimate reunion with the Creator,
Mm-hmm.
Ra suggests that the distinction between service to self and service to others will eventually dissolve.
So it's like we're all on different spokes of the same wheel, ultimately converging at the center.
I love that imagery.
Yeah.
It beautifully captures the essence of the law of one, that
Right.
despite our apparent differences, despite the choices we make along the way,
Mm-hmm.
we're all ultimately journeying back to the same source.
This has been such an incredible exploration.
It has.
The Law of One is truly a treasure trove of wisdom, offering insights into the nature of reality, the power of thought, and the transformative potential of love.
And if there's one key takeaway from all of this, it's this. We are not alone.
Okay.
We are part of something much greater than ourselves, a web of consciousness woven together by love and light.
And as we learn to tap into that love, as we choose thoughts and actions that align with unity and compassion,
Yes.
we not only accelerate our own evolution, but we also contribute to the creation of a more beautiful and harmonious world for all.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Law of One.
Yeah.
May this exploration inspire you to continue your own journey of self-discovery and service to others.
And remember, the journey doesn't end here.
No, it doesn't.
The mysteries of the universe are vast and ever unfolding, waiting to be explored with an open heart and a curious mind.